It's Castranger time, and we got a doozy of an episode tonight, I tell you what.
Oh boy, I don't want to be able to talk about the goddamn Tokusatsu.
This episode is just Ichi literally going, I called it, I fucking called it, fuck all of you, I called it.
Now hang on. If we're doing a King of the Hill parody and Paul's Boomhauer, does that make me Bill?
Yes, you're Bill Dodry.
Lenore.
And that makes Lane Dale.
No, you know what? That tracks.
Yeah, okay.
Did you guys Herbie's secretly a Transformer?
That's amazing. It makes sense.
I had a weird conversation with my coworker today about a Transformer. So if they go into stasis lock as a vehicle, will the car still start? And then my coworker's like, "Guard, this is a Wendy's."
Yeah.
Cue the roll call.
Zenkaiger!
Connect. Loading.
Broadcast. Perfect! Show running super savant. Level up! Bluecaster, Super Ichi.
Loud and online. Greycaster, Robolane.
Researcher of the Tokuverse. Ultracaster. Gar.
A spark of courage, the power of dreams. Orange Caster, Global Soft Perka.
Respecting the source material. Greencaster. Zenshi.
Casting, criticism, comedy, chaos!
Radio Sentai Castranger.
So what is Herbie the Love Bug anyway?
Welcome to Radio Sentai Castranger, episode 431.
Herbie.
You cut off. Say again.
I said episode Herbie.
Oh, okay. Can someone tell us who actually is the Pokemon of the week?
It's Herbie.
Yeah. He's secretly a Transformer.
It's a Pokemon!
Beloved Pokemon Herbie.
Actual car!
Yeah, Jerry
Herbie, use
plays
rollout.
here.
It's super effective.
Okay, since
What
no
Pokemon
one
are we
wants
on?
to fucking...
Who do you think's gonna win?
Glameow! It's episode Glameow.
Who do you think's
Good
gonna win in
old
a fight? Who do you
Glameow.
think's gonna win in a fight? Herbie the Love Bug or Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
I don't know what
Oh,
that second
Herbie.
thing is.
Herbie.
I think Herbie is like sentient, but Chitty is not, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Chitty
Chitty's just magic.
Yeah, but Chi Chi Bang Bang can fly, and it also has Dick Van Dyke.
But what
Yeah.
we haven't considered is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, I Know Karate.
Yeah, but Herbie had Lindsay Lohan, so...
And Michael Keaton.
No? No one?
And Bob, and you know what? And Bob Hackett. Herbie
All right.
has more cameos.
Yep.
Cool.
my
Anyways, welcome to Castranger. We're a bunch of sad cats and dogs who get together every week to talk about Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and a third thing.
Emily, yes!
And this week we have a third thing.
That's Ant Caster.
Welcome back, everyone, to Metal April 6, Dark Fate.
Why isn't it Metal
Our
May?
theme month has a subtitle?
I've been going with freaking Terminator references this entire time. I think I may have passed Salvation. Or no, Dark Fate. No, Genesis was the last one. So yeah, we're on Dark Fate. We're gonna need a new Terminator movie next.
If I can ask Gar why it's not Metal May, he's like, cause shut up.
They're gonna try rebooting it again for like the 20th time.
Because we have to leave May open for anime.
This time the Terminator's gonna also be a Terminator.
I think the reason why we didn't do Metal May is because
Metal
we were
May.
we were still going to Anime North, so we would have had to skip a week of the theme month, so that's why we decided to do April instead. Plus, there wasn't really a whole lot of new stuff in April.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
April was sort of like the dry period.
And what's drier than metal?
the drive period, if you will.
No.
Sand.
What?
I don't like sand.
Anyway.
It's dark and rough.
So
it gets
this-
everywhere.
Okay, so this week we're talking about Geats episode 30, King-Ohger episode 6, and our feature topic is Mega Beast Investigator Juspion.
Okay, seriously, what the fuck? Gar, what the fuck was this?
Okay, we'll get
Shockingly
into
dope
it.
is what it was.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this one thing at least. Brazil fucking loves it to the point they made their own original sequel.
Not
cool.
shocked. Not shocked.
Yeah, Brazil really loves the metal heroes.
That explains the video I saw when I looked up the opening.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Spanish dub for some reason.
Yeah.
Understood.
How like certain things just get really popular in other countries for no apparent reason.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Kyojū is very popular in Hawaii because it got broadcast there.
Hawaii?
Ooh.
Hawaii.
Wider.
It's just Kyojū, but in the sunshine
Summer
getup.
mode.
You know, like the glasses, the freaking
No,
shine
it's literally a
spray freaking
tokufication
jacket.
of it's literally a tokufication of Squidward as the volcano squid from fucking
Krakatoa.
Krakatoa.
Krasawa Palace.
You say
I don't know why that went into my brain.
No,
It
Johnny,
sounds like Krakatoa.
it's just beyond with a U, because it's supposed to be justice and champion mixed together.
You say potato, I say, what are you doing in my house?
I like things will never be the same. In parentheses, too much ketchup on this hamburger.
No, my favorite is rock the night, in parentheses, or day, depending on your availability. For anyone who
God bless
doesn't
you,
know that,
NSP.
we're talking about failed Ninja Sex Party song titles.
I was actually watching that compilation where they were like
Discussing all the titles.
and Space Bear did a few little intros.
Those are so good. All right, anyways, we got some news to talk about before we get into the spring of things. And before we get into the actual news, I just want to let people know that there is a story that came up on my news feed. I'm not going to say what it is because its mere existence is a spoiler for the Shin Kamen Rider movie. So my heart goes out to anyone else who saw that post about the figure and was thus spoiled for the existence of something in Shin Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, don't blame the news articles. Blame Toei for literally just, okay, time to spoil the movie on day one.
Yeah, but let's just say that if you know what I'm talking about, you have no idea. Hopefully that was thinly veiled enough.
That was a very interesting sentence you just put out there. If you know what I'm talking about, you have no idea.
Wait.
Even now they have zero
nudge,
chances of actually knowing what it is.
There's a better one. All right, let's move on to actual news. So
First news story. No one gives a shit about Bigfoot.
The teaser went out for the next Kamen Rider Outsiders episode, revealing the existence of something that isn't officially named yet, but I think we're all just calling it Bronze Drive, or potentially Blonde's Drive.
I love it. I love it. It's Earth Tones.
It's 2020. No, it's 2023, and we have drive content. I'm happy.
Oh, it is officially known as Bronze Drive. Okay.
That's amazing.
No, you guys got all wrong. That's Kamen Rider Drive type speed, but Toei Studios doesn't care about restoring the suit.
That's a suit just decayed.
Rusted. It's rusted.
Yeah, it's just
Rust to
the
Drive.
It looks really good though, because it's the drive suit. The drive suit's fucking amazing.
So looks like since Outsiders is all about villains returning, that we're going to see the return of Bono somehow.
What the fuck is Outsiders?
It is a side series that's happening featuring a bunch of Rider villains coming back. We've got Oja, Disaster from Saber, Dan Kuroto,
Tachibana from Blade.
Yeah, and they're all teaming up or something to fight a new evil AI rider called Kamen Rider Zane.
And it's
I think it was the principal
to fight another evil guy.
Yeah,
I think it was the principal character.
It's literally the Suicide Squad of Kamen Riders.
That's amazing. Why am I not watching this?
We're waiting for a couple episodes to come out before we talk about it.
Oh, okay. That sounds awesome.
So essentially, we're waiting for the entire thing to come out so we can talk about it at once.
Yeah.
However,
is it
Toei
Garen's
is just
actual actor?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So, but Toei's being assholes and being like, all right, here's an episode. The next one's coming out in July.
Yeah.
Fine.
All right. Well, we will talk more about that in a little bit.
No.
We'll talk more about that in a little bit. We have a related story. But anyway, so first on the reveal is the existence of Bronze Drive, or as no doubt the fandom will call him, Blonde's Drive.
Blonde's Drive.
Hashtag Gord Drive.
I'm just going to call him Djibouti Dubs because it's the power of Kappa!
All right. All right. Next on the news docket, it looks like whoever is writing all of the post-series Dawn Brothers content is someone I need to shake hands with, because not only did they reveal a while ago that the Nouto have form names for their suits, now we found out, according to the final live tour, they have actual human first names.
Oh.
I was like, have you guys seen this? And
so yeah, their names are Claudius Sonoi, Diana Elizabeth Sononi, and Alexander Sonoza. I'm so fucking mad that Alexander wasn't Sonoi's name, because that would have made him the perfect character for me.
As a musical theater fan, the only thing going through my head is Alexander Sonoza. My name is Alexander Sonoza.
Sonoza.
And I'm really invested in this girl's manga.
Yeah, there's a million mangas I haven't edited.
No. And there's a million stuff I haven't kicked. Just give me time.
And Alexander is my middle name, so I know what you're talking about, CO2.
Alexander Sonoza.
Alexander Sonoza.
For a moment,
It works.
It's
this is so
good.
dumb. A long moment there. I forgot your first name was Christopher, and I thought your first name was Alexander as well. So when you said that, I was gonna say, like, wait, your name is Alexander.
Could you imagine?
I'm more curious as to why Optimus Prime is trending.
Because
one of my bosses at
the
work,
Transformers movie?
Sonic the Hedgehog's also trending.
Gar, it's Optimus. He probably died again.
one of my bosses at work found out my name's actually Donald, so now he calls me Donald sometimes.
We're just doxing everyone's names today,
Oh,
aren't we?
you're just outing yourself now, huh?
I was like, just dox everyone's first names.
Dude,
there?
I haven't cared about that shit in years.
That's sort of funny. You click on Optimus Prime for trending. First person that pops up, Neil Kaplan.
Earth Tone Man watched your booty dubs. Yeah, I do.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, that's cool. We have more interesting information regarding the Nouto. And speaking of Dawn Brothers, we have another bit of information that came out as per the trailer for the Dawn Brothers versus Zenkaiger movie.
Here we go.
And I paused the trailer at this one specific frame because I was right!
I mean, yeah.
The Kaito in Dawn Brothers is not the original Kaito!
No, it is
Not
not.
once! Not once in this whole last year did my belief ever falter that I was right! And finally, vindication!
Good.
Oh yeah, Ichi. Like a trailer's never lied to us before.
You get a queen clap.
Yeah, but if they were lying, wouldn't they have made a big deal out of showing us that instead of it just being in a shot that went by really fast?
No.
Yeah.
You hear Zuran saying, or like, oh my god, there's two Kaitos!
That's what you think. What if it's just the same Kaito, just disguised?
Yeah.
What if it's just Kaito doing? What if it's the same Kaito and the other one's just the dummy? Like, what if he went to the Cure Major world, took the Cure Major stone dummy item, and made a clone of himself?
Fuck
Think
you.
about that.
As much as I want to refute that, this show / movie would fucking do something that stupid.
Yup. It is the god tier writing of Dawn Brothers for you.
Kaito uses the Kakuranger Sentai gear and makes a clone of himself.
Use the Gemini Q-Tama.
One of the shows of all time.
I like... all jokes aside, I genuinely can't remember the last time I was so excited for a fucking tokusatsu movie. Not because I think it will be good, but just because I have such spite and hate inside me that I can't wait to see what questions they choose to answer.
None of them.
Not a single one.
They
In fact, you'll have
answer
more.
none.
That would be on
None.
brand for Dawn Brothers.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Like, did Kaito's dad drop him as a kid?
All right, so we got a bit of information on the plot of the movie here. So it looks like they're yeah, well, what they resemble a plot. The trailer teased that we will finally learn the true identity of Zenkaiger Black. The movie is divided into 3 acts: the Zenkaiger Act, the Dawn Brothers Act, and the Versus Act. In Zenkaiger's side, team returns to Candy Cafe Colorful after their journey. There is a new Kashiwamochi world, as in the monster, and Zox becomes the Kashiwamochi king and the ruler of Zenkaitopia.
Sorry, I'm out. All of that was nonsense.
Understandable.
I want
Kashiwamochi is like a Japanese snack food.
No,
so...
I know what Kashiwamochi is. I just saw that there was a guy named Zox.
He's the 6th Ranger, but
Zenkaitopia.
It's not his first name, that's the big thing. His last name is Gold Tweaker.
Yeah, he's the Gold Ranger.
Zox Gold Tweaker.
Yeah. Yep, he's the Gold Ranger. He stole his design from the Gokaigers.
Yeah, he pirated Gokaigers' design to make his own form.
Literally.
And his sister is somehow able to recreate Sentai gears without an explanation.
And you see why I'm so happy with Kingohger?
I didn't even watch the show and already I'm mad.
and then they have twin brothers that are SD Gundams.
That's him. Oh, and he has a really annoying song.
I still want that to be in the crossover movie.
That's the suit.
Just Haruka's just cleaning up, and all you just hear is him start singing. He says, "I finally found you," and Kaito's just like, "Oh shit."
Just in case that wasn't audible, Paul sees the fucking Two Kaiser suit and goes, "That's stupid."
It's really dumb.
Kevin loves Two Kaiser.
Like, it looks fine. It's the red. I don't like the red.
Right? It's so needless.
It provides nothing. It provides literally nothing. And I get it. You want to have maybe purple, like a dark purple or something like that. Like, I don't know. But or just make it black.
Someone show him the Flint version.
But Paul, we get to hear Tomokazu Seki yell out "Yo ho!" It's awesome.
Oh yeah, and he dances.
He dances.
Guys, remember, no gifts. No gifts.
No toku
gifts. No toku gifts.
Yeah, no toku gifts.
Okay. Anyway, so as for the Dawn Brothers section, it's been a year since Taro left. The 5 companions continue their fight with Jiro as their leader, while leading fulfilling private lives. What the fuck does that mean?
Wait, fulfilling private lives? It's so specific.
Yeah, they got jobs.
Taro regains his memories, visits Cafe Donbra. They ask him to leave the Dawn Brothers, and then we have the Kikaiki. Oh yeah, there's the female version of the Two Kaiser suit.
Yeah, Two Kaiser Flint.
Again, the extra color is so unnecessary and it provides nothing. The color coordination on these suits are awful. Like, really bad.
Kikaiki appears, attacks Taro. An incident breaks out in the 2 worlds. They are connected by the edge that transcends dimensions. Blah, blah, blah. Sentai crossover.
Why does that...
You transcend dimensions.
And then they each get each other's super forms.
You know what? Again, the purple. The magenta... It brings nothing. The suit itself looks great. If it wasn't for the magenta and the weird off-putting red gloves.
Magenta. All right. Anyways, moving on. So we had Dawn Oni Taijin, the toy, and now we're getting what I will refer to as Gold on Oni Taijin.
I swear to God, I thought that was a Megazord for the fucking Gold Saints. What the hell is that?
That's the Dawn Brothers Megazord, but plated in gold.
I hate it.
Yeah, they did that with Tokyo as well.
Yep.
It's all gold.
I don't like it.
It's probably a limited run.
It's currently in display at the Dawn Brothers Final Live Tour. They confirmed that it will be DX size, but we don't yet have price or release date.
9,000 yen.
Expensive.
Fucking probably.
900,000 yen.
So $900?
I don't know.
500,000 yen.
So $500.
Yes, because it's made of all gold.
If it's 500,000 yen, that's $5,000.
Oh, is it? Okay.
There's no info on price or release date. I just said.
There's no way that's actually made of gold.
It's gold-plated.
Oh.
Gorgeous ornamental gold-plated.
No, dude, that's way too much.
It's like
The Megazord is turned to solid gold.
it's like the Transmetal Transformers.
Great. Now I'm just imagining like fucking a fight between someone else and Saluk on the fucking shoulder of that Meg. The hand of Midas is mine.
The hand of Taro. All right.
And also the life of you Rangers. And I'm over here like, yeah, kill him.
Yeah. All right. Next, in Saber news, they have announced the release of the Kamen Rider Tassel Ride book.
I love that book.
Fucking nightmare fuel.
It's a pink reskin of Kamen Rider Lupin from Drive.
It's fucking nightmare fuel. The book.
The book is called. Yeah, the book is called Tassel Dark. And he uses the blade driver, the one that Phoenix uses.
All of them use the Phoenix one.
Don't like it.
Okay, quick question.
Miss. Over and over again.
What was the Deno belt called?
It was literally just called the Deno belt.
The Deno belt.
Okay, because I was thinking about it today at work, because I had the bend pieces that were called drivers. So I just started thinking about drivers from Kamen Rider. I'm like,
the only rider
decade that started.
The only rider that had a driver by the name Driver before Decade was Fies.
Oh, was it a Fies driver? I thought it was called the Fies gear.
Fies gear is the name of the collective set of items. The Fies driver was the name of specifically the belt.
Okay.
Nothing beats when Drive was announced and everyone just went, does that mean we're getting the Drive driver? And then they announced it and everyone was happy.
Yeah.
It's like, yes!
But yeah, so they're putting out the Tassel Dark Wonder Ride book, and it's a reskin of the Omniforce and Grimoire ride books, as we can see from the border of the front of it.
Oh god, it's his form?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that actually makes
sense. I
sense.
think Paul would like Tassel.
Kamen Rider Tassel was only in the Saber final stage event.
Yeah.
Oh,
that explains the reuse of the Kamen Rider.
That's the belt that original he uses. Tassel uses the same belt, which is this guy's original belt.
What's that book there?
That's Eternal Phoenix.
Oh, okay. So that's Blades.
Phoenix.
Blades' final form, yeah.
No, he's a one-form original movie writer.
Oh.
Yeah. Although he did show up in the series later in the series.
Awesome.
So yeah, they're basically to pair off with the announcement of the Tassel Dark Ride book, because he uses the Blade Driver. They're re-releasing the Haken Blade Driver and Mumeiken Kiyomu set.
See, that's dope.
Bach.
That's dope as shit.
Yeah. He was a movie villain rider who then showed up later in the show.
That's also cool.
And then his suit got repainted into a movie I still have yet to see.
He was played by Alpha, Amazon Alpha.
Yeah.
I watched the Durandal Sable special.
It was shit.
Why? There was no purpose to this.
Right?
It sucked balls.
The closest thing they did to anything interesting was swap books for special attacks at the end, and even that was kind of meh.
We can't say it enough. Saber sucks.
No. Oddly enough, this sounds like a lot of relationships.
All right, so anyways, back on topic. The Tassel Dark Wonder Ride book, Premium Bandai web exclusive, 4,400 yen, releasing in October. And the re-release of the Mumeiken Kiyomu and Haken Blade Driver with the Eternal Phoenix Wonder Ride book, 6,600 yen in September. Premium Bandai web exclusive.
Because no one fucking cares.
Open the Wonder Force of the Dark. Kamen Rider Tassel.
Yeah, it's a reskin of Solomon and Storius. So it's like, opens the wonder, force of the dark, Kamen Rider Tassel!
Question.
That's cool.
In terms of ride books, did they ever have one called Hero's Journey?
There was Sayu
That would have
Journey,
been so good.
Oh,
which was Journey to the West.
Oh, okay.
I have it actually.
Oh, okay. Not what I'm describing, but yeah, I just thought to myself, that's so easy, and it would be a great
I don't think they ever did one explicitly called just Hero's Journey.
Yeah.
Damn it, Paul! Now I want that.
Right?
where he's an old school rider and he's like he uses Hero's Journey. Damn it!
They could have used that for like one of the retro rider books, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I will say
Ichigo's book.
I will say the art of Kamen Rider Tassel, like when the book is open, is pretty fucking detailed.
I like the book like a lot.
It's kind of cool.
I can't believe they actually went out of their way to make
right.
I blocked that character out of my
stage
memory. I literally blocked that character out of my memory. I was just like, oh right, him. Ah!
Close it back up. Close it back up.
What if Tassel's the main bad guy in Outsiders?
I don't know.
It's like a fucking weird Zoolord.
All right, next on the news docket. Speaking of Saber, and also
that.
a form that is debuting in Kamen Rider Outsiders. Surprise, surprise! It's Kamen Rider Disaster. Yet another goddamn rider using his own name as his rider name.
Oh, that's
okay,
sick.
but you have to admit this is a pretty fucking nice design.
The suit design is not terrible.
I am shoved right now.
So that's what the character looks like. Like normally, that's his monster form, Disaster.
Sorry, Emily, you were cutting out. What were you just saying there?
No, I just said I think that his name is too cool for it to not be Disaster even as a rider.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm here for everything this guy is.
All of the riders in Saber need to be names of swords. That was the point. Point.
Swords.
Nature's knives.
True. So yes.
Nature's knives.
So this is yet another brand new Seiken that comes out of nowhere. The Kokuranken Shikoku. Basically the black sword.
Really can I get any more vowels with that name?
And the Wonder Ride book he uses is Gaikotsu Ninja Den, which I believe is Skeleton Ninja Story.
He looks like he derives from the black.
So what? It's Kenzan, Fuma, and fucking 15 all rolled into one book?
Kinda.
That sword looks like what Skeletor would use if he was summoning the power of Grayskull.
The emblem on the sword, like the emblem for Kamen Rider Disaster, kind of looks like Buster's emblem.
It does look like
I could see them retooling it.
It's not very original.
You know what that emblem reminds me of, Gar? You know that evil Ultraman?
Belial?
Oh, Belial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives me those vibes.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. I like that book too.
Oh, and it's one of the ride book itself is the Dragonic Knight style where the panels slide out.
Ooh.
I like those ones.
That's cool.
There's a wolf, a ninja, and a skeleton.
I still love that this is a thing.
What I'm curious is how the hell do they get sounds out for the new Seiken out of the... Oh, you know what? It probably just all comes out of the book.
Yeah, it definitely all comes out of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it by the book.
Yep. So yes. Premium Bandai web exclusive 5,500 yen October release. So that is the book and the Seiken emblem.
It's so far away.
Kamen Rider Disaster die in Outsiders.
I wonder what the hell sound it makes when you scan the emblem on the tip of the blade, because that's how it switches between the Seiken.
I'm not sure.
Because it definitely won't have the sounds for the new sword name, because they came up with that after the fact.
It's weird that
it was a sword, but it was Belial.
Kinda.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As someone with a very nearly complete Saber collection of Wonder Ride books, kinda tempted.
I really like it. I like the sword too.
Is it weird to say I would love to have a figure of Disaster?
Of his monster form or the rider form?
Yeah, of his monster form.
Yeah. I mean, it accomplishes what it sets out to do, design-wise, I think.
I mean, like, they made Vice in Love Cove, so why not make a Disaster?
Well, because Vice and Love Cove mattered in the story.
Oh.
You know what matters.
Hey, you got ointment for that burn?
Alright, and our next news story. So, no spoilers about Shin Kamen Rider itself, but the director Hideaki Anno revealed at a stage event a teaser of a possible sequel.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I'm fascinated.
Prior to revealing
Godzilla didn't get a.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, just I'm surprised that Shin Godzilla still hasn't gotten a sequel.
And it never will.
Why?
It's just a thing of Toho's moving on. That's it. That's all they wanted to do.
Are they never doing Godzilla ever again?
But I can see them expanding on Shin Kamen Rider. I mean, like, you could do an Ichi movie, you can move on to a V3 movie.
I mean, Nigo's in the first movie, as far as I've heard. So
yeah, but Nigo also, it would be a bit of an illusion to the fact that Nigo kind of took over the show for quite a while.
Could be.
Yeah,
but it's going to be about
yeah, no, I'd love to, because the first Kamen Rider and V3 are connected to one another, so I would actually like a trilogy of movies where one is about Hongo, one is about Ichimonji, and one is about V3.
That'd be cool.
I'd love that.
So
I totally can't wait for the sequel to Shin.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
So prior to revealing details about said possible sequel, Anno revealed that for the first time in over 30 years, his future is a blank slate. He has no upcoming projects thus far. I've worked so much that I want to take a break, he states. When asked about
that's on you for being a perfectionist.
When asked about a possible sequel, he revealed that when he was developing the pitch for the film, he left things open for a sequel. He has many ideas in mind, including the tentative title, Shin Kamen Rider Masker World.
That sounds off. That sounds dumb.
Masker World. What is this, a Mario level?
In this hypothetical sequel, it would involve the Japanese government and Shocker, of all things.
What a shocker.
This prompted the actors to exclaim, "Are you even allowed to say that?"
You know what? I mean, they didn't do it with Shocker, but they that's basically the plot of Kamen Rider Black Sun, so okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. The government shot would be involved in a plot point in original Kamen Rider. Yeah. Oh, so basically they're saying that would be controversial, but they want to adapt to a particular point in the manga. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Neat. I need to read the original Kamen Rider manga.
It's available through a giant ass omnibus.
Really?
Yes. Through not Kraken releasing, but hang on, Kamen Rider.
Furious typing.
Omnibus. You know what? I don't care. I love my clickety clacks.
Just like the Omniforce Wonder Ride book.
Oh, come on. Image. Copy. That's not the right photo, but okay.
It's Belial again!
I turned myself into a pickle, Ultraman! I'm Pickle Belial!
That was excellent. Anyways, that's the news.
Oh, okay.
Why does that look like a great big smile?
Because it's always looked like that.
He's like, hey!
Because it's a cricket.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
They also did Go Ranger.
Yep.
Wow, they are very buff in the chest area.
I will have to get those.
Those are some round rangers.
I don't know how much they are, but I will have to get those.
Oh, they're like $10-15.
Really? For like the whole thing?
Yeah. The whole thing, it's like stupidly cheap.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me with a link for that later.
But keep in mind one thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's dummy fic.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't care. That's only $10.
There's the Wonder Ride book for you.
I'm here for it. I'd buy that.
Oh.
Yeah, now let's all go buy the Kuga manga with the terrible Google Translate.
The Kuga
it has
manga?
Google Translate.
The Kuga...
No, it was translated by Google Translate.
It is through Google Translate. Yeah, so okay,
Google
so
Translate?
quickly for a derail. The people that released the Kuga manga internationally decided to rush it out and do it with Google Translate.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that. I remember, and it was so fucking awful.
So nothing makes sense. The phrasing's all wrong, and now they have to reprint the first 2 volumes with correct translations.
Yep.
Woof.
Yeah, it was quick for them at first, but it just gives you more work in the end, so...
Come on, Pence!
Just do it.
And the guy that wrote the 01 comic right now was like, you guys should be more appreciative that you're actually getting this. It's like, says the man that ruined Optimus Prime.
Woof.
All right, well, that is the news. Let's get on to our episode discussions for the week, starting with Geats.
Geats. Well, surprise, surprise.
Who could have seen it coming? That the
oh my
goddess
god,
of
Geats'
creation.
mom is the goddess of creation!
What
Holy
a shock!
shit! My fucking mind is blown. I did not see this coming
None
at
of us
all.
predicted this at all.
What the
I heard
fuck,
about
man?
this. I heard about this weird thing, right? So it's this film principle. It's really obscure, but it's called planting and fucking payoff. You guys heard of this thing?
Like Geats is Jesus?
No, the thing is, like,
I said during one of the episodes that we were watching today, I don't remember which one, but I said to myself, imagine if Geats is actually Jesus. Like, he makes reference to, like, being around since 1 Anno Domini, and I'm just like, that's really specific. Geats, are you Jesus?
Are you Geatsus?
Like, you wound up in Rome, are you Jesus? Is that what this is?
The problem is that Jesus' name is not even close to Ace.
Yeah, unless his name was Ace Jesus.
Ace Jesus
Christ.
We know this.
Ace Christ.
Ace Christ, Jesus' lesser known brother.
Oh my god.
Bob.
I actually learned this week that Jesus did have sisters, apparently.
Speaking of sisters, Decker shared something that I feel is worth discussion. Since the goddess is Ace's mom and she created Neon, does that make Ace and Neon siblings?
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
Which makes it really, really uncomfortable when you remember that at the start of the show, Ace tried to hit on her.
No, that's not what this is.
No,
traditional
that would kind of understand. That kind of makes sense as to probably why he's like trying to protect her so much now. Have you noticed that? He's like trying to protect her a lot.
He wouldn't know that, Lane.
No, he clearly
I don't know. It's Ace.
It's not something he's conscious of for sure, but like it's something.
I planned for Neon to be created so I could have a sister at some point. It was all part of my plan.
Guys, nobody wants the fucking Luke and Leia twist, okay?
We're not talking about the Star Wars thing yet.
Oh, George, you wrote yourself into such a fucking weird spiral.
What happened? What?
Well, so he made in Empire Strikes Back that like Luke and Leia sort of had a thing, and then in Return of the Jedi, it's like, oh, they're twins.
No,
Whoops.
I know that. I just thought that was some new revelation that you were talking about.
No.
I just think it's funny that George Lucas, like, he wrote these movies and he already like fucked himself over.
So interesting thing. So Paul has been watching Geats from the start in order to get caught up, so we can like have full context for everything. And I gotta say, rewatching Geats with context from later episodes has been eye-opening.
And I gotta say, starting in the future and going to the past for the context has been an experience, I have to say.
There were clues.
In Vegas, I planned for a little girl to die so I could have a sister.
Like, literally.
Ace kidnapped her!
Like, literally,
God.
my entire experience has been...
Oh, no, please not that.
Oh, that's how it got.
I noticed.
No, trust. I don't want Ace to be a child murderer. That'd be awful.
I noticed two major plot points that were like very clearly hinted at, but we had no context and didn't pick up on them. First off, so we establish in the early series that when the writers lose their memories, they get them back when they touch their ID cores. Yet there are several instances where Ace, before he has touched his ID core, knows what's going on. All of the times where Tsumuri comes up and goes, "Congratulations, you're a Kamen Rider," and he goes, "I know."
It's because his mother is the source of the power.
There's more about that you haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
But that was the first clear indicator that Ace clearly had more going on than the others. And the other major plot point that I was able to glean from early show with fresh context is the reason for Neon's wish. She wished for real love, quote unquote, because as we see in this episode, her father wished for her creation, and thus she's not a replacement for Akari. She is a being that he had created for purely business purposes. So he has no love for her.
Or as you put it, a new, better daughter for business purposes only.
There to increase their profits by marrying someone from the future. So subconsciously, her desire for real love must have been because she in some way knew.
I love the fact that
it's because, like, as we see in this episode, the dad reveals that ever since Neon was created, he never loved her because he couldn't bring himself to love a daughter again after Akari died. So that's why Neon wanted real love, because none of her family loved her. And that also explains why in the early episodes they talk about how Neon was never allowed to date, because they had plans to marry her off to one of the sponsors from the future.
I fucking love the fact that in the middle of his angsty monologue, he just goes, "Think of the profits."
You fucking dollar signs just fucking like over his eyes, like
it's just think of how it'll advance the Karama Corporation. My God, this is a venture of a lifetime.
Although, like, on one hand, we get the explanation for why the dad never loved the daughter, but then you have to realize that the mom's memories got overwritten, so she actually did think that Neon was her daughter. So it wasn't a case of the mom never loving the daughter, the mom was just a bitch.
Yeah,
that
sucks.
That was fucked up, though, when, like, she makes her, like, touch the memory, and then she just, like, who the f***? And I'm like,
fucking scream.
That was some good acting.
Oh my God.
I will say that. Like, that was some really, really good acting on her part. It's a really tense scene, and it's some pretty good television. It's part of what's making me come back for this, because a lot of this is just genuinely really good television.
Just fucking Neon running away, and you just see her, like, fucking crying her fucking eyes out, because she just, like, doesn't know what to fucking believe anymore.
Remember in the early show where she kept trying to leave home and run away from home? She got what she wanted.
But
okay, so I know we're going ahead a bit on this, but I have to give Kyuun fucking big brain props for being like, I can't, like, really say how I really feel because I keep saying the opposite. So he wrote down in a letter how he feels and then just read that aloud to her. That was genius.
I wrote you a poem.
That is something that I've actually done, because a lot of the time I can't put things into words out loud, so I have to write them down and then read out what I wrote, and I've never actually seen that in anything, so it was interesting seeing that happen with Kyuun.
Yeah. It's good.
That was awesome, though.
It's a good moment.
Alright, so let's see what else is worth talking about here. So yeah, the major
Baba
reveal
continues to tell Baroba to go fuck herself.
Yeah.
I love it.
And we got a bit more context on Michinaga's goal, which is kind of what we felt that was happening all along.
He just wants to take down the DGP entirely.
Yeah, like, we knew someone was going to do that eventually, but it totally checks out.
I was saying, like, a week or 2 weeks ago, that's what he wants to do. He wants to get rid of the DGP so no one can suffer like this ever again, the same way his friend did.
And he just hates how everyone makes really stupid, selfish wishes.
Oh, yeah. No, that too.
Because, aren't we all the heroes of our own journey?
Yeah.
The only written down is that Yamato is defeated. You see Archie trying to save its life by throwing water on it, but then it's like, that works, so it's like, I need to give you special fertilizer. He, like, holds up his hand like he's gonna either give him blood or, like...
No, he's
chop his hand off.
He's gonna chop his fucking arm off, and I don't like where that's going.
But, sorry, because I was, my sister wanted to chat with me, so I had to mute myself for a bit. Neon crying as she's walking away with her luggage. that kind of wasn't the best acting.
Well, slowed down too, so
You know what they really needed? Remember the cut scene from Dawn Brothers where Kijino gets back to his house and like he's just so depressed it gets to the point where he goes to the floor and just starts crying.
Yeah.
But they had to cut it because it was too depressing for a kid's show.
Oh yeah.
And then
needed something like that.
And then there was Keiwa. He was there.
Remember when Keiwa was the protagonist of the show?
He has just been taking the back fucking seat these last few episodes.
He's been giving everyone else their turn to have character development.
In the same way that he's always giving them their turn to have boosts.
Was that when Kyuun shredded the letter up and like just was finally able to speak his sincere feelings, and then he transformed into the winged lion Kamen Rider form, the little bits of letter were like feathers floating around in the sky.
That's good.
I also
cool.
fully enjoyed how when he finally started speaking him from the heart instead of from his letter, the first thing he came up with was Mewtwo's speech from Pokemon the movie.
Yeah. Literally just same speech.
Well, yeah, that's some deep shit, man.
Yeah.
From a kid's movie.
You know what? I can top it with a better quote.
Okay.
Your story may have not had a happy beginning, but that doesn't make you who you are. It is the rest of the story who you choose to be.
I thought you were going to say that doesn't mean you can't have a happy ending.
No, it's a quote from Kung Fu Panda 2.
Yeah, you know if you watched it, Ichi!
No.
Actually seen any of the Kung Fu Pandas.
Me either.
They're excellent.
They're an amazing trilogy that will become a quadrilogy soon.
Yeah, Seth Rogen plays a mantis.
Yep. The other bit that was funny while Kyuun was reading his letter, I just wanted him to end it with, "It's snowing on Mount Fuji."
No, that would be the middle one.
Love
575. It's snowing on Mount Fuji is 7, so...
That's the joke. Oh. Dan is bad at haiku.
Oh, I see.
And then we also like get a scene where like the game master's talking to what's her face, and she's like, "Did you know?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just didn't think it was going to be revealed this way."
Drama!
Anyways, you keep doing your fucking job.
So can I just point one thing out right now? Why do all of the villains in this particular arc look like the fucking cast of Spy Family?
I mean, Shiramu's not a villain. He's like the game master of the GTP.
Sure, but he looks like that one guy from Spy Family, and the main villain who's like, "Oh, I love despair." I'm just like, why did they design you to look exactly like fucking Yor?
Oh, yeah, he was saying Tsumuri looks like Yoru.
Yeah, and also, yeah, and that other guy. I'm just like, these guys are all just literally the cast of Spy Family.
I am not, you know, after this episode, I'll fully admit, I'm not a fan of Baroba. She feels like a mean girl.
I always hated Baroba. She's a bitch.
I mean, we found she's actually 350 years old, so
she's an old bitch.
So she's a terrible Yzma.
Yeah,
she's an old bitch.
So what you're trying to say is that she's had a lot of time to develop and hasn't.
A rider? He's supposed to be dead!
Weird.
How did I hench into something bigger than you? I don't know. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Pull the lever! Pull the lever, Sparrow!
Oh, to save money in services, I'll just tell all the fans that she's not real.
Oh my god.
Oh, Ace's buckle, the buckle for Ace.
The buckle chosen specifically to weaken
the
Ace.
Magnum buckle.
Ace's
the buckle that allows Ace to turn to Magnum.
Got you covered.
That Magnum.
That's that Magnum.
I also...
Winner? Loser.
So yeah, Kyuun shows up to help Neon and transforms into Kamen Rider Kyuun. And I just love that, like, out of nowhere, like, he just walks up to Neon and goes, bleh, and fucking spits out a boost buckle.
That was inside me this entire time.
And then Ichi, you'll be with me on this. And you just, ride me!
Ride me!
Wait.
And yes, it took 30 fucking episodes, but we finally got Nago beat boost.
Yeah.
And where the fuck did that spear come from?
Yeah, that was like the Raise Riser turned into a spear.
Jesus.
And I will say this. You know how all of the all of the Hisauts tend to have like tactical something, blah blah.
Uh-huh.
That was the only time it's been tactical. Like, can we just throw that out there? It's just like, yeah, she's got a warp ability. She can like jump between portals and shit. And I'm just like, okay, that's tactical. Every other time, tactical slash or some shit like that. It's just a slash.
Tactical fire.
There's no tactics.
Rock fire.
You're just hitting something.
I think my favorite instance was the time Buffa used Magnum and he just like has a dude kicked up against the wall, point blanks the rifle to the face, tactical blast.
That's not tactical at all. You're just point blank shooting a guy in the face.
Michinoku is anything but tactical.
Paul has also been thoroughly enjoying the arc of everyone gets boost before Keiwa does.
Yes, I'm just like, oh, so there's a formula. I see. Keiwa always manages to pull boost out of the gotcha, but always gives it to someone.
Yep. Or gets tricked.
Yeah, that too.
Usually the trick.
Yeah. I'm giving him a bit more credit than I think he deserves, but you know what? I'm gonna put some respect on my boy's name.
Yeah, I liked Kyuun's confession to Neon.
Yeah.
Because it's like everything that he said made sense. It's like, I know how you feel. No, you don't. I do.
You're getting choppy, Gar.
Yar.
I'm going to give you a heartfelt, emotional speech in MLA format.
It's as you were saying, it's in iambic pentameter.
Yes, I wrote it in iambic pentameter.
It's been peer reviewed, double spaced, in triplicate.
I have a full bibliography,
footnotes, references, citations.
Absolutely, no plagiarism.
Then proceeds to rip it up and quote Mewtwo.
Yep. Fuck it. Pokemon the first movie said it best.
I heard nothing that you said except for that last bit because Discord decided to just glitch out for a moment.
Same thing. When you were talking, it got glitchy. So say what you said again.
Oh, just I liked Kyuun's confession to Neon mainly because how he could relate to her on how like everyone in the future has their own purpose and like is already like birthed to be who they are, on who they're supposed to be. So I can understand where you're coming from, and I am here for you for that.
If anything, this episode just makes me more pissed about what happened to Jean. After Geats and Jean had their little emotional scene, Jean goes, "All right, fuck it, I'm leaving, bye." But I guess Kyuun is just gonna stick around.
He's gonna go do a movie. Yeah, Kay was like, "Hey, let's go home." I don't have a home.
I don't have a home anymore.
Okay. No. You know, I like that. She's not fully there yet.
Yeah.
I was waiting for him to go. I was waiting for him to ask her to stay with him and his sister.
That's what I was thinking too. It's like, well,
because
why don't you just go stay with
that
Kayla,
that would capitalize on a thing that he said in the most recent episode that I watched, where he was like, "Of course, as long as we're fighting for world peace, of course you'll be able to have food with them again and stuff like that." I was hoping for that to come full circle, and to have her like have him say, "Stay with my family."
There have been like little bits every now and then sprinkled throughout the series hinting at possible Keiwa Neon romance.
I don't even mean about a romance.
I'm just saying as a related point.
I was just saying that like that would have been a good thing to follow up on, and it's funny that we stopped on that episode.
Yeah.
Because I think that would have been a great thing for them to follow up on, because that would have been that super uncommon thing in film theory, planting and payoff. Like that would I would have appreciated a moment where he goes, "Yes, you do. Come on," and he takes her home to his sister. And they live together, and that sibling ravu.
Yeah.
Or you know, she could go live at the DGP.
She's probably gonna camp at the DGP. He wouldn't
Good
be the first
Ernie's
time.
Juice bar. Good old Ernie's Juice bar.
Why not bring back what's her name? The other female rider.
Sorry?
Yeah, why don't she? Yeah, Wolful.
No, but I think that would have been
Lopo.
They don't
great character development.
They don't have a reason to bring her back, at least not currently.
Yeah, they do. They were friends.
I just think that they sowed seeds for that, and I would have liked them to capitalize on it.
I will say the shot of Archie. Sorry, go ahead.
Also, I do apologize in advance. There is a train going by, or it's the guy with the truck who has the train horn.
No, that's a truck.
Kind of weird.
There's a guy in your neighborhood who has a truck that he just put a train horn into.
That's a power move.
That is some tiny dick energy. Not only is it a pickup truck, but it's got a train horn. That is microscopic dick energy.
Also, what are the odds that both episodes of Kamen Rider and Sentai have the word Prince in their titles?
Yeah, that is
Prince
Episode
Week.
30, the Prince within those letters. Episode 6 of King-Ohger, the Prince returns.
I guess it's just Prince Week.
Oh.
I will say I laughed my ass off at that scene where Archie is like desperately pouring water onto the dying Jamato that had half of its body blown off.
Can I just say that it's really fucking awkward to be in a conversation with you and have to deal with the fact that someone in the show's name is Archie?
Because we watch Riverdale.
Yeah.
Well, we're just calling him that for short. His actual name is Archimetal.
Yeah, it's short for...
Too annoying to say, so we call him Archie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Sorry,
when we were talking about Kamen Rider Zio, we had this character named Tsukuyomi, but we just started calling her Soup.
I
called her Soup by episode 1.
Yep. I remember Soup.
That was the funniest shit.
I don't know why Tsukuyomi is a pretty common thing in anime and tokusatsu and stuff. I don't understand why you fuck it. I'll call it Soup.
You can't imagine.
I was just fed up for today.
Imagine all the times I'm confusing my FF14 guild when I keep calling Tsukuyomi from 14 Soup and no one in Roma has any fucking clue what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's such an inside joke with our show.
Crap. Now I'm thinking about Naruto, and whenever fucking Itachi uses the Tsukuyomi, I'm just imagining his Sharingan turn on. It's like soup. Just soup.
But yeah, pretty decent episode, but some scenes could have been worked better, and the fighting at the end was sort of
Fighting? There was no fighting!
Like, it felt, I can't believe I'm going to say this, it felt like a Michael Bay movie. It was all in your face, but you couldn't tell what the fuck was going on.
I have a problem with the cinematography in this show, and it really is to do with the bullet time and how much they tend to focus on the still shots in the fights. Like when they're just kind of like...
Right?
Like they hold it for too long.
He watched that episode with the pairs thing, and then the moment where Tycoon and Buffa both kill the same suit at the same time, and they have that GoPro shot that lasts way too fucking long.
Like I know you guys can't see me, but I was like spinning my hand. And I was like, "Well,
we're waiting.
Come on, give me the payload. Jizz on my face."
No. Wait a minute. Wait, no.
No.
Fucking finish.
Oh, come on.
Tactical finish.
Christ. No.
It's fine.
Anyway, next week is Ace learning the truth about his mom.
Well,
so his mom's just been hiding from him this entire time.
Not by choice.
No, it's been a deliberate choice. Whenever he writes on the desire card, I want to see my mom, she leaves him on read and waits until he pops up another conversation.
I mean, I think it's Niram who's refusing those wishes, because there was that one shot a few episodes ago where Niram is looking at all Ace's wishes, and they're like, "Why did you allow that one?"
Crap, now I'm imagining the fucking piece of paper he finishes writing, "I want to see my mom" on it, and it goes blank and just words.
Nope.
No words appear on a new phone. Who dis?
New DGP, who dis? No, because Ace is reincarnating through several bodies through the timeline. New Ace, who dis?
Try again next, DGP.
You know what? That's the episode title. New Ace, who dis?
New Ace, who dis?
Oh my goodness.
Shut up, Train! Holy fuck!
It's as if the Tokusatsu were outside.
I missed them.
They heard we was talking shit.
They turn 10 next year.
Yeah, because so is Castranger.
Yeah, we also turn 10 next year.
Shut up.
Boy!
My window's already closed. Hang on, Trey, what do you think of King-Ohger?
Sure, now you shut up.
Oh yeah, it's gonna shut up when you don't want it to.
Very well trained.
No, actually, all you hear is just like, well, actually,
Go
I
home.
think it's quite a well-built show. And it's
He is home.
That was fast. We did this bit already.
Anyways, something Muso.
It's King time.
We couldn't even make it to episode 10 before the show gave me something to deconstruct, could we?
Listen.
I was
All right.
But first, Gira shows up at Shugandam, and the rounder assistant comes to him. And he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he goes, "You'll take me to King Racules at once. I will take you to King Racules at once. You will free the Quintet Alliance and give everyone back their shoe gods. I will give everyone back their shoe gods and disband the Quintet Alliance, and I shall rule them as the King-Ohger."
Okay, so I don't know if we've talked about this on the show, but one thing we need to get out there, everyone is pretty confident that, like, the one aide of Racules with the stupid hair and the pinky posing, we're pretty sure that's Kamejim in disguise.
yeah.
And Mehu?
And some, yeah, and it's funny because something that happens in this episode actually directly supports that theory.
Ooh, a spoiler. Let's click on it.
Yep, it's them both making the same pose.
Yeah, it's weird.
That could be a coinky dink.
That could be anything.
That could be anyone's pinky.
His hair is also shaped like his head.
Kind of.
That could be anything. No.
Okay.
I've been referring to that character as Mayor Mehu for a while, so
He has a name, I just don't care enough to remember it.
yeah. I appreciate him being evil. And Jeffrey Tambor.
Okay, I meant to go back and rewatch the previous episode. Does anyone remember when they were doing the trial for Gira? They weren't broadcasting it, were they?
No.
It was just a private matter, right?
Yeah.
But he was there for that. And him being Kamejim would explain why the Bugnarok in this episode suddenly got on TV and declared, "Give us Gira Hasti." As in, they know that he's Prince. The only way they would know that is if they heard the judgment in the trial room.
Give us Gira, who is formerly known as Prince.
But here's my issue. If it wasn't televised, and Racules would definitely do that,
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought I made a good joke.
why would the villagers be like, "Oh my god, he's our prince"?
Okay, let's get into this, because this is the start of where I have some problems and questions and theories.
Well, I just have one quick thing to say. So, we basically can sum it up. The people of Shu Goddamn are fucking idiots.
They are Shu goddamn morons.
I love the fact that there's
Which is appropriate because their king is also a moron.
Yes.
Did they just forget that the king had a younger brother, and when they asked like oh, remember that younger brother, what happened to him? No, there was no younger brother.
When Gira gets back to Shugadam in this episode, the citizenry, with that one guy in the hat who just absolutely is the voice of the people, and fuck,
His name's Gorge.
Is it actually?
Yeah, I looked in the cast. His name's Gorge.
Gorge?
Gorge.
Oh, okay, Gorge.
So, the citizenry of Shugadam suddenly recognized Gira as the prince, and it was clearly in a matter of they know who he is, they always have, and they're happy to see him back. This doesn't have the energy of, "Oh, we were told that you're the prince. We didn't know that before." But then the immediate question becomes, what the nothing in episode 1 makes sense anymore.
I have a theory.
They claim that he was kidnapped at a young age, but he was just walking around town the whole thing before in episode 1.
I have a theory.
No one paid him any attention. No one acknowledged him as the prince. And there's no way they wouldn't have if they knew who the prince was, because he clearly has those distinct red marks on the side of his face.
I have a theory.
Well, to be fair,
okay.
Paul, I'll let you go first.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, we're talking about how the fact that Mayor Mayhew over there is definitely
Jim.
Yeah, the Bugnarok.
Jim. We'll just call him Jim.
Sure, Jim. Yeah. Okay, so Mayor Mayhew is secretly Jim in disguise.
Yeah.
Racules seems to have this weird hold over the kingdom in general. And the citizenry are acting like fucking morons.
Yup.
I think Racules sold his soul to the fucking Bugnarok a long time ago.
One of my theories is that Racules employed some sort of brainwashing, memory erasure,
and I think
some sort of magic.
Yeah.
To alter the memories of everyone in the country,
and I think
possibly including himself.
And I think Jim facilitated that.
It could be.
My favorite was honestly was fucking just like Racules sees Gira. Brother, welcome back! Fuck you! I tried.
Yeah, he just like throws hands with him instantly.
He's like, okay, whatever, I tried. Fuck you.
Okay,
all right, go ahead, Gar.
All right. Well, you gotta think of it this way as well. Look where Racules lives. He lives above everyone.
Yeah.
And you know, it's hierarchy, of course. He's the royal.
It's down in everyone.
And yet, all of the other kings live with their people. All of the other kings seem to live at the same level as their people. Maybe a bit more opulently, but they still seem to live in the same community as their people. Racules is the only one who lives above them, yes.
Racules is the Doug Walker of this community.
Please don't. Please don't.
We really don't. I think that Racules is I think he's had more connection with the Bugnarok than he would like to admit. And I think that Jim may have facilitated all of the things that make this make sense. And I think that's why he's got so much confidence, because he's being backed by someone else, and they've assured him that. And this actually plays into my other theory that the insect gods, like the Zords, are Bugnarok technology.
That would explain. That could be a gap filler in terms of why Bugnarok wants them, because they used to be ours.
Yes,
it is sort of weird that both the good guys and bad guys are insect themed, so I think that there is some kind of connection.
But sorry, go ahead.
But as to why everyone was cheering for Gira at the beginning of the episode, keep in mind, Gira did just save their entire kingdom in like what feels like probably like 3 days ago.
Who came in with the fucking Booker T gift?
Tony Craft in our Discord. Okay, so let me deconstruct what's going on here and offer a couple of theories. Scenario 1 involves Racules knowing that Gira is his younger brother the whole time. That would make him even more of a moron, because in episode 1, he revealed his grand evil plan to the one person on the planet who could do something about it.
Okay, let's say this then. Let's say he does remember that Gira is his brother. What if, I mean, like, he's clearly got those mwahaha villain tendencies. He probably said, this is probably him at the beginning of this series. I'm just gonna tell you your plan. You're never gonna fucking do anything with it.
That does seem to be the energy he has. He is so self-confident. He'll fucking reveal his plan because he doesn't think anyone can do anything about it. And unfortunately, his error was saying this to the one person who can and did.
But here's the question. Here's the question. Let's say that this is them using like Bugnarok abilities to wipe people's minds, including Gira's and stuff like that. He's confident in the deal that he's made. He's so confident and complacent in his place that he's usurped because of dealing with the Bugnarok, that he is cockily, like, you know, you'll never be able to stop me as long as you don't know, like, specifically what happened, then nothing is going to happen. And then in the previous episode, when everything came out, he might have gone, well, fuck, okay.
The biggest thing in support of my everyone's memories were altered theory, if Gira was a prince, why doesn't he know that?
Yeah, I know, that's
probably affected him too.
Well, like
That's
I
what I'm
said,
saying.
look where they lived. Look how high up they lived. That's a pretty hard fall. Probably not going to remember a few things here and there.
He got Bram from Game of
He
Thrones.
fell out of the tower?
Yeah.
But basically,
He fell on his head and lost his memory.
The point that I was trying to make is, and yes, Decker also proves it, he is very young in that flashback.
He wasn't a fucking toddler. He was clearly like in the area of like 7 to 10-ish.
Yeah.
Even I have memories from that young.
But even then, though... Yeah. Also keep in mind, however, we don't know how their whole organization works. So for all that we know, the family is very secretive on what they actually allow out to the public. For all that we know, the public didn't know that Gira is a prince.
I'm speculating. Like, when I talk about this theory that I'm putting together in my head slapdash right now, I'm speculating. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I'm kind of taking as assumption. It's more of a hypothesis than an actual theory, to quote Matthew Patthew. But at the same time, I do think that that could be what they're alluding to. And I think it works. And I do think that Racules, he made a deal at some point, and he's confident in it. And I think that it's...
You know what?
What?
Him being in league with the Bugnrock, I kind of get a vibe of that, because remember in episode 1, Racules was absolutely not concerned with the fact that the Bugnrock were invading his fucking kingdom.
Yeah.
He was principally concerned with ruling over the other countries.
That is actually what I mean.
Them invading Shugadam could have been an act. They were never really going to do any significant damage until Gira took over and ruined their plan.
And in this episode, he's literally walking onto the scene like it's a publicity stunt.
My little brother, welcome home!
Yeah, and don't worry, everyone. I control the Megazord. It's fine. How did that happen?
I will say, I was confident that Racules was so full of shit about being able to control King-Ohger, and then shocker of shocker, when they reveal that he's got his own version of Kuwagata, Kuwagata Zero.
And you know what? What if they provided him specifically with that because this version of Kuwagata can... You know what? You know how they've been implying, well, not implying, but saying throughout this entire episode that Gura can talk to and befriend?
Yeah.
What if Kuwagata Zero can enslave them?
That absolutely has to be what it is, because he commandeered the other shoe gods.
Yeah.
They have purple glowing eyes. They're not supposed to have them like that. And the Scorpion went nuts. So
Yeah. What if they're setting it up in such a way that like they're establishing that he befriends the shoe god so that he is juxtaposed to Racules, who can like
manipulate
their will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's precedent for that, because they talked before about how Racules has modified the shoe gods previously.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite scene was when Gira literally charges at his brother with the sword, ready to fucking kill him.
Oh yeah.
Actually, you know what? That actually explains why the previous sword that was supposedly modified for Racules jumped to someone else, because I'm guessing that the shoe gods basically they jump to whoever they have an empathic connection to.
Yeah.
Whereas
if I had finish what you're saying.
The previous Zord probably ran the fuck away before it had its will stripped from it.
Yeah.
If I had 2 nickels for every time I saw a red beetle in a tokusatsu show go to someone else instead of who it's supposed to be, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's still surprising that there would be 2.
Yeah. I'm also super happy that we have a silver stag beetle Zord again, because once again, Beetleborgs.
Yeah.
Beetleborgs.
But those are the
I did like someone like tweeted like the picture of like them like stopping Gira from like cutting down Racules, and they're like, why did you stop him? And my response to his tweet was, because he hasn't transformed yet.
Yeah, I'm so pissed that we got cut out of the Okuagata engine.
You're pissed?
I know you're pissed. I know you're pissed. I'm also pissed. And still, no stock sequence engine.
No,
You're not gonna get it. The entire show's green screened anyways.
I thought that the episode was going to end with them showing him transforming, and then it cuts to credits, but no, they didn't.
That was just him summoning the Zord just to show it to the audience.
Oh, I love the balls on Racules when like he assembles all of them, and then like Rita's like, oh, here's this like contract that binds us that we have to work together, and just fucking he cuts it in half and just goes, yeah, no, fuck your contract. I'm gonna take all of you fucking over.
That whole scene was a complete repeat of episode 1. Everyone is here because there's a danger to face. Rita proposes the 5 Kingdom Alliance, and Racules, once again, thinking it'll work this time, goes, fuck that, I'm in charge, I wield the Megazord, y'all can either submit to me or fucking die.
And then Gura comes along and shows there's a better way.
Rita rolling on the floor was...
That was funny.
Yeah.
Best character in the whole show.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention the fact that the Bugnarok have planted giant cocoons at each kingdom that will open up to become their ultimate nameless warriors.
Yeah.
And, if you try to attack them or kill them, it will explode and wipe out your entire kingdom.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Planet Terra is kind of fucked.
I also really appreciate how they only showed the one. It's like, we have 4 more, they're underground, but we don't have to animate them yet.
Yep. But that's probably going to be the next story arc. And it is going to be Gira going back to those countries that he's already managed to get a social foothold into. People trust him.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be what builds. And I liked the fact that at the end of this episode, he went balls deep into
playing the villain.
Yes, because especially if I'm right, if Racules can be the social paragon in his country, but his power robs the shoe gods of their individuality and their sentience and stuff, and he can just command them. He's the one who's going at hard mode. He's the one who's acting abrasive. He's the one who is making himself out to be more, to be taken less seriously and sometimes to be reviled. But he is also the one who's appealing to people at their baser emotional instincts and making those connections. I think that's really strong.
I mean, let's give him credit. I have to give him some credit. He did, in fact, summon King-Ohger and yeet the bomb into the fucking stratosphere.
Yeah.
Speaking of the stratosphere, I have a crazy theory that I will talk about in just a moment.
Okay.
Well, before you get to that, I just want to quickly wrap up what we were talking about the whole everyone is stupid versus everyone is brainwashed. So, based purely on the fact that Gira didn't clearly know that he was a prince, I'm going to operate going forward under the assumption that there was, in fact, some sort of memory-altering magic at play. Racules himself may have been affected by this without knowing, and then between episode 1 and 6, that spell just turned off the moment that Rita revealed that Gira was a prince.
I don't think that Racules has been affected by the memory thing. I think
it could go either way. Either Racules was affected and he just told his plan to complete nobody, thinking he wouldn't do anything about it, or Racules did know that Gira was the prince and he just is a fucking moron.
Do you know what I think that this is going to culminate in? Picture it. Sicily, 1932. No.
God damn it.
No. Picture it. A scene where Racules, Jeff has revealed himself and all that other good stuff. He thinks that he's coming out on top. The Bugnarok betray him. He has been basically playing this game by his own rules, making his own... They've been allowing him to make his own stupid decisions and shoot himself in the foot whenever he can and does.
And will.
And they're going to betray him.
Yeah.
They're going to stab him in the back, and I think he's going to be our 6th Ranger.
I mean, there are rumors about the Sixth Ranger being a white spider, but on one hand, I think that'd be interesting, but on the other hand, I would really, really like and prefer if Racules didn't go good. He doesn't radiate Stacy energy.
I really wanted to stay fucking evil the whole show.
I also want him to stay evil, but I also think that the Bugnarok are going to become the bigger threat. I think they're going to strip him of his Silver Kuwagata Odra powers, and I think he's probably going to take another set.
On the other hand, I think for the briefest of moments, I think it would be real interesting to see the two Kuwagata brothers fighting side by side.
Sure, and
one episode.
That's what
more than one episode.
That's
Toei.
what I think it would build to, and I think for Racules, it would be they sold me out, they played me for a patsy. I hate you, but I'm still going to help you. Sort of thing. I think he's still going to be a dick.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's a big difference between being a dick and being evil.
True.
I think that he's going to continue to be a dick.
Yes.
But I do think that the Bugnarok, and this is just assuming that I'm right, that he's working with the Bugnarok, but I think I am. I think that they're going to I think they're going to stab him in the back, and I think that he's going to either be stripped of his powers and take on a Sixth Ranger power, or he's going to be stripped of his powers, do his thing as a human, get his powers back, and then use that power to fight the Bugnarok again.
And
make it his own.
And only fight alongside the others when it serves his purposes.
Exactly.
So I have this crazy theory regarding the actual Six Ranger rumor.
Sure.
Okay. Theory number 1. The Bugnarok are from space. Because keep in mind, in the opening crawl, they explain that Terra is in the corner of the universe, on Offworld, so it's set in the same Super Sentai main universe. What if the powers, I'm bouncing this off of Paul's idea that the Bugnarok and the the Shoe Gods are based on the same, same homeworld, same technology.
Yeah.
What if an invading
the
force?
Shoe Gods are Bugnarok gods. Or just Bugnarok high technology.
Yeah.
So what if an invading force from space shows up, and that's how we get our Sixth Ranger?
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
I think it should be a person who is destined to start a new kingdom.
Honestly, this show has leaned so hard into the grand high fantasy. I think it would dilute the identity of the show if we introduced anyone from space.
No, I think it should. I think the Sixth Ranger should be a king who doesn't have a kingdom yet.
That's also a very good idea.
But here's crackpot theory number 2.
Okay.
If we don't have them from space, what are the Bugnarok known for? They're the subterranean empire.
I think the
mole people.
I think the idea is that they retreated underground, but the planet originally belonged to them, and that's why they want the Shoe Gods.
Yes.
So imagine,
that was part of the
full on Mask Man.
Okay. My theory for the Sixth Ranger is that it's a king, someone with kingly qualities, someone who could be a king one day, but is the king of a country that does not yet exist,
or maybe used to exist.
Yeah, either that or that. Yeah, I think he or she will be a king for the future or from the past.
Another theory I had is, what if rejected prince of the Bugnarok?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the one that
Emily, you were saying. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Because it's as a spider, he's a bug, but not an insect. He's sort of in that in between, because they're arachnids, but they're considered part of the whole bug. Yeah. You know what I mean? It fits with that.
The playing both sides thing.
Yeah,
I think it also fits with the idea of, it fits with a lot of the ideas that we're shooting there. I'm leaning towards the idea of a king that doesn't have a kingdom yet. I think that that's a cool way to set the Sixth Ranger apart from the rest of the Rangers. If it's from you could say that there was an arachnid faction in the past or something like that. But I genuinely, if and I know this isn't criticism, I know that this isn't valid, but like, if I was writing it, it would be a king who doesn't have a kingdom yet. But I'm not writing it. But
I like that idea.
That's my thought.
I wouldn't be mad if that happened.
That's my John Toei, if you're listening and you haven't written it yet, I won't sue you.
Lane, you've been quiet for a bit. What do you think of these crackpot Six Ranger theories?
See, I typed in the chat what it is. Everyone breaking down about King-Ohger and stuff like that. Me. I like Racules.
I think he's neat.
Okay, so
no, I'm going to die a happy man, and I will be super happy if I am the only Racules fan to exist.
Racules fan club member number
let me just explain. Sure, he's an idiot. Sure, he's a fucking asshole and stuff like that. But just like, you give him a silver fucking sword that can take over the Megazord. You give him a cool fucking ass gold sword that just has like one little flick of a button. You give him a silver ranger suit. And then what the icing on the cake is, he's the main red's evil fucking asshole usurper older brother. And I'm just like, I love this man.
Yeah,
I just, every time he's on screen, I just want to see him. Whatever he does.
Wait, does that make Gira Scar?
Yes.
No, it's Gira trying to be Scar.
No, this is Hamlet. He's Claudius. No.
Yeah, but you're also Hamlet.
What? Sorry?
But
Lion King's also Hamlet.
Yeah, Lion King is also Hamlet.
No, I know. Lane, when I say that Racules,
Claudius with a W.
When I say Racules is an idiot and things like that, he makes stupid decisions, and characters don't have to be perfect, but I do think that he's a good character.
Fascinating.
I like him as yes, he is a fascinating antagonist. I'll say that. And
sure.
When to clarify, like I said, when I talk about a character is stupid or acting stupid or something, there's a difference between being a stupid character who does stupid things all the time and being a good character who is inherently flawed. And Racules is a good character who is inherently flawed, and I appreciate that, and I want to see more of that flaw develop his character.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely here to see what Racules does next. So I'm looking forward to that.
Your guys' Sixth Ranger theories are interesting. I have an interesting one.
Tell me.
I feel like the Bugnarok threat's going to be like threatening everyone, and it's really overpowering for them. But then it's like Rita or someone just goes, well, there was this other kingdom, but it got like fucked up by Bugnarok thousands of years ago.
We don't talk.
There is talk about an old warrior that was sealed away there, and like he was really fucking powerful. So they go to this kingdom that's supposedly gone, and it's like, you know, abandoned for thousands of years, and they find the Sixth Ranger buried away. Like, do you know what it is?
Lane?
It's gonna be fucking
Lane?
Ho.
I was literally about to tell you, so you're describing Ho-Oh Soldier.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's fucking Ho-Oh Soldier.
Also,
it's gonna be the Sixth Ranger who he's not caught up to speed with everyone else, and he has this ancient way. It's gonna be Ho-Oh Soldier combined with a little bit of Kyojū Gold.
I thought you were about to say Kanalo.
No, fuck Kanalo. No, it's gonna be Kyojū Gold mixed with the fucking Ho-Oh Soldier.
And yeah, when Paul was talking about his theories earlier, one of the ones that I posited was king of a kingdom that no longer exists. So yeah,
exactly. He's gonna be some ancient fucking Spider Ranger who is a king.
Yeah.
So
like unlocked from his tomb, he is risen.
But either way,
no, Geats is Jesus.
Really good.
Keep it straight.
No, I'm gonna say what I said in the Castranger chat earlier today. Right now, I'm enjoying King-Ohger far more than I'm enjoying Geats.
Oh God, like it's not even on the same ballpark for me.
I have been saying to people that like this is one of the very rare moments in time where the Sentai has very clearly exceeded the fucking
Rider.
Like this is the Gaim of Sentai.
Like, it's weird to think that we're on episode 6 and we're still doing the continuous storyline.
I get to enjoy this show for the next year, you guys.
I'm so pleased.
I mean, we all do.
You like Paul, you have no idea. Before you rejoined the show, I have been on cloud fucking 9.5 excited for this show.
No, I like literally I have not talked about Toku to my extended friend circle this much in a very long time. Like literally I'm sitting there like, no, this is actually like another renaissance? What the fuck?
I also just want to take a moment to tell you that I appreciate you actually coming back to the show.
I might not be
This has been the first time in a long time we've had not like you were about to say you may not be here for every episode, but this has been the first time we've had a consistent 5-member Castranger show for a while.
I'm going to make the effort to be here as much as I can. Again, I don't think I can. I don't know.
Yeah. Everyone takes off when they have to, so don't worry about that.
This is a rare situation where I like Geats. I like Geats. Yeah. I love King-Ohger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I adore Juspion, but
we'll get to that in a bit.
But no, I for King-Ohger, I will take the time and as much as I can, so I again, to everyone, I might not be able to be on every single episode, but Green's back and I'm happy.
But I love the Racules makes this spiel being like, don't worry my beloved people, I'll protect you and stuff like that, and they're all like, yay, and then Gira just goes like, fuck you lying ass piece of fucking shit, and then everyone's and it's like, what? Whoa! And then Racules is like, see how this man's talking to your fucking king, and they're like, yeah.
That's what I was saying. It's a great juxtaposition. If you go by the idea that Racules has inherently selfish powers and Gira has inherently selfless powers, it makes so much sense, and it's great narrative juxtaposition that Racules is admired and Gira is the dick.
I actually, I didn't fully process what you're saying until just now. I think maybe it is an inherent family ability for the kings of Shugadam. Gira has an actual innate ability to, on a friendly nature, communicate with the Shugods, whereas Racules has a twisted version of the power, letting him innately manipulate and control the Shugods.
I think it's a natural connection.
It's called
political
power.
But I like it better. I like it better that Racules doesn't have that, and he got it from the.
It's from an external source rather than a biological power.
It was Gira who was born with it. But Racules didn't have it. He's the king, but he usurped it.
And I've been wanting to bring this up for a while, so I'm glad that Lane brought up the scene where Racules and Gira were declaring their intentions in front of the citizenry, the fucking sheeple of Shugadam. As much as I enjoy Gira leading into this I'm the villain shtick, doing it in front of the people of his country might have been the wrong move. This was the perfect opportunity for him to out Racules for all of the stupid evil shit he said. But instead he decided to just dig his own grave even further.
No, because
he's still on this whole shtick where he wants to do this because he wants to prove that what Racules is doing is evil. So I'm going to be evil in a different way that trumps your justice.
No, but the problem is, when he did this in episode 1, he clearly stated, all right, well, if what you want to do is justice, then I will be the evil that smashes that justice. He didn't clearly explain that in the presence of the citizenry in this episode. All he did was go, mwahaha, I'm evil, I'm going to take over.
And that's in line with the dichotomy that I was talking about earlier.
They're both idiots.
Well, don't oversimplify it like that, because like I said, Racules, he doesn't have the potential, but he's reviled and he's the dick, versus Gira, who has the potential, but he has to be hated. I appreciate that. Yeah. I think that's a really, really good dynamic.
I think it's going to further their arc and make it much better of a payoff later, when this is all finally cleared up and Racules is eventually outed.
Gira's earning it.
Sure.
Racules sold himself for it.
Yes.
Gira wasn't kidnapped though.
You think Gira was not kidnapped? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he's found out about his power and was like, "Oops," and pushed him out the window, like you guys said.
Racules absolutely usurped, like it.
Okay.
Whether it was because of his power or maybe the case, like we don't know the traditions of this kingdom because this is a completely different world. Maybe it was the case that Gira was supposed to actually inherit the throne, and Racules went, "Not in my watch."
And that would make sense. And that would make sense if you go by my Gira had the potential to has this potential to communicate with the shoe gods theory.
Like he was going to be king because he has that power, and Racules obtained the power through false means and usurped the throne.
Exactly.
So
I love that idea.
So Gar's gonna find this
King-Ohger.
Gar's gonna find this fucking hilarious. Just there's gonna be a moment where Racules is like watching Gira fight or something like that, and he's just gonna get a flashback of his kids doing something, and just Gira, you're the best little brother ever, and it just cuts to Racules being like, "Wow." Step Brothers reference.
Yeah, and you like that too, piece of shit. Sorry, it's hard to turn off.
It's just gassed punching Racules in the fucking face. Just, punch me in the face.
He's with all the King-Ohgers. You want to punch me in the face right now, don't you, Gira? Well, you do. You know what? Go ahead, do it. Punch me in the fucking face. And Dabowski just punches him right in the face.
Dabowski fucking does it.
So now I'm just imagining Racules and Gira in like the final battle, and the two of them looking at each other and just being like, "It's a fucking Catalina wine mixer."
Who's that? It's Racules, and he's a bigger asshole than you.
Oh, and also we forgot there was something involving the scorpion. Yeah, there's scorpion.
Oh yeah, the scorpion.
We'll
talk more about that.
I'm kind of mad that like the other god was just God Kabuto, but this one is God Scorpion, not God Sasori. You know what I mean? It's inconsistent.
It's God Sasord.
He calls him Sasorin as the nickname, but the name of the Zord is God Scorpion. It's inconsistent. I hate it. It bugs me.
Don't worry about it.
Also, yes, thank you, Decker. I was hoping someone shared that. Best meme, Kaguragi Wazowski.
You're on Ferris!
I don't like that weird mutant one that has Sully's face. And not just
that's a meme, a heavy meme.
I like that Rita has this giant plushie that she talks to in the little. Oh,
I like they made it hold like their sword. That was cute.
Also, I noticed that Rita has the King's hotline phone just sitting around the room, even though they're not in the suit. That was an interesting thing to see.
Also, freaking Yellow changed her hair.
Yeah,
as if she was a power stick.
She has different wigs. I want her to go full Astronema and like change up her wig every couple of episodes. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Listen, when she balls like that, she needs a weave to match. So
right?
It works.
You know, I was coming into this discussion like angry that there was shit I was already picking apart about this show, but I have to say, after this lengthy and hearty discussion, I'm super happy again.
Yeah.
This show may have things to pick apart, but all of these theories that we've come up with have been super fun to discuss.
It has layers. The show has layers. I've been referring to
King-Ohger's is like an onion.
King-Ohger
has layers.
No, King-Ohger is the Gaim of Sentai. I'm sorry, but it is. This is the beginning.
It also has a really stupid gimmick to overcome with its fucking bop it sword.
Yeah, exactly. But it is the this is Sentai going, okay, we need a renaissance too. And they haven't had that renaissance series in the last, 5 years or so.
Dawn Brothers was a good season.
No.
And see,
no.
Ichi, that's why Racules is awesome, because he doesn't have a boppet sword.
You're funny, Gar.
It was not. I haven't even watched it, and it's not.
No, but I just find it funny, Paul, that you're going like, oh, it's the guy with Sentai, and I'm just looking over here, and be like, I've sort of seen it all, Paul.
Let's not call it the Gaim of Sentai until we get to episode 21, because that's where Gaim really got.
Listen, what I was trying to say is this is a turning point where they're trying to go for more high concept storytelling, and they're trying to overcome a hurdle, and they're basically saying, okay, we have to go to the next level of our storytelling. That's more what I was saying.
Okay, but we'll know it's the Gaim of Sentai when we see Racules get crushed between two rocks.
True.
That's when we'll know. That's when we'll know.
And then Gira will develop feelings and avenge his brother and get his new super form.
I know that was a very loaded statement, but you guys get what I mean, right?
I understand the intent.
Yeah.
What I cannot put into words how worried I am that this show will pull a Q Ranger, in that the first arc of the show will be god tier amazing, and then they'll just get isekai to actual Earth, and the rest of the show will be there, and the VFX budget will drop like a rock.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
What if the Sixth Ranger
is from
Earth? It's from Earth.
Not impossible, but I really hope we don't go that direction.
That would, you know what? That would work with my theory.
That he's from a completely alien kingdom?
No, my theory that he's from a kingdom that doesn't exist yet. This is just someone with kingly quality.
What if this whole season is set in like the past of actual Earth, and that's why it's called GQ?
It's the Planet of the Apes!
You bastards!
It's reverse Planet of the Apes. Instead of the future, it's the past.
Yeah.
Or what if it is Planet of the Apes and this is the future?
Oh no.
What if the Buckrock destroyed human society?
Kingohger still, it's got a few little nitpicks, but we're all still thoroughly enjoying it.
It's so much fun to theory craft.
But we need to see more Kaguragi Dabowski.
And give me my stock henshins, you bastards!
We're not getting stock henshins.
We're not getting it. It's close to what we're gonna get.
How pissed off will you be if Racules gets a stock henshin sequence?
No! I would be happy, because then we have something!
I'd be too. If anyone gets one, it should be Racules.
What if he starts it?
That's fine! I just want something!
What if it's like
I'll take the butler fucking doing a stock henshin!
I'm so fucking thirsty for it! Whoa. It's gonna be so amazing when they finally do it with all these crazy LCD screens and VFX budget. But why aren't they doing it yet?
You know what I'm thirsty for? Juspion.
Good segue.
Yeah.
So let's do Juspion.
This show rocks!
This show is just fucking Star Wars!
It's fucking rad! Oh my god, it's rad as shit!
Okay, first off, I was watching this at like 7:45 in the morning, so I was just kind of like not fully awake, but I was watching because I knew I had to, and I just was like, "What was this?"
Why is this Moss Isley? Like throughout the whole, like the entire, and you know the scenes that I'm talking about. It's like
this show is from 1985. Why does it look like it was filmed in the 70s? Fucking Disco Man over here, and we go to roller disco.
All I remember was they go to a bar, and then there's like this like fruit-headed alien woman with a dress or something?
This is literally what would happen if Han Solo, instead of Chewbacca, had a hot female android.
Hot C-3PO!
Oh, God! Yeah. C-3PO!
Did you guys move on to the feature topic now?
Yeah,
we did.
Sorry,
Okay,
did you have anything to say about King-Ohger? I'm sorry.
Well, I was just gonna make a stupid, don't you mean the show rules comment?
Nice.
It does rule. It does rule.
It does, in fact, rule.
Yes.
Okay. And now I shall I'll go, and thank you guys for having me, and good night.
Why are you going?
Because she didn't watch the feature topic.
Oh, you didn't watch it. Oh, okay. It's dope as shit. Watch it, Emily. Like, actually.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.
It's okay, she does that.
Every week.
She has a very busy week, so she doesn't have time to watch everything all the time.
So anyway, the main character is on Ejin's planet and meets Space Gandalf, who preaches about the Galactic Bible.
Hang on, I gotta do his history of the show.
Fuck you! You know I like my fucking history.
Do your backstory.
Story time.
Anyways, story time. The year 1985. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Far off year of 1985.
We just finished the Space Sheriff trilogy.
Right.
It was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Toei's plan of starting an original franchise went off with a major success. Toy sales were good. The story was all good. So they were like, you know what? Let's keep this train going. But different.
Yeah, by the way, this was one of the series they used for VR Troopers.
No, it wasn't. That's the next one.
Oh, well, it looks really similar.
Same designer.
Okay.
So anyways, basically they got the creative team together. You had Susumu Yoshikawa, Itaru Orita as their producers, and once again the show is being written by Sozo Uhara. So they could have just easily have just made this a fourth Space Sheriff series, but they decided no.
I have to do something I haven't done in Castranger for a very long time. I really have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the show, so please excuse me.
I'm
It's
happy
okay.
this
We're
isn't
listening.
Can I take the chair?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm taking over Castranger
Oh,
while
no!
Ichi goes. Fuck it, I'm taking over. You know what? I'm happy this isn't a Space Sheriff series.
Sit on the couch.
I'm happy this
Racules
isn't a
ass
Space Sheriff
motherfucker.
series. I'm so glad this is funky Doctor Who. It's amazing.
All right, let Gar finish his history.
Please.
Continue,
Okay,
Gar.
sorry.
Sorry. Anyways, the big major idea that they had for the show was essentially, what if Ultraman, but human size?
What?
Yeah, so the entire show comprises of giant monsters and a space warrior having to capture these creatures to take them to a planet where they can be on a farm. And according to the Japanese Wikipedia page, it is known as the anti-Ultraman.
It is basically the move. What?
But Gar, that's Cosmos.
It is Cosmos.
That's fucking Cosmos.
Guys, it's Actium Maximus, War of the Alien Dinosaurs. Thank you. That's what it is. Also, it's Star Wars. It's fucking Star Wars. Look at the fucking designs and look at the setup. It's fucking Star Wars.
Are you saying we have to watch all of Juspion before we fucking watch Cosmos just so it can be like, it's like Juspion?
I will happily watch this entire show.
Cosmos.
It was the first Metal Hero show to be distributed by Discotech Media, mainly because Toei doesn't give a shit about this show anymore.
Okay. What the funniest shit was like, we meet our main character, he goes to this fucking Gandalf-ass looking motherfucker, and it's like, hey, so what's going on? Yeah, this guy named Satan Goth's gonna show up at some point and fuck everything up. No! And the guy's like, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. The exact second later, Satan Goth shows up.
Yes. It's amazing.
It is a giant robot Darth Vader.
It looks like if Darth Vader and Megatron fused.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at I have a figure of Darth Vader right beside me, and I'm just looking over and I'm like, yeah, it is. It is Vader.
Like, I fucking loved this because, quite frankly, I'm a sucker for just some funky asshole in a space opera, and I'm really here for it. Like, again, Megatron and Darth Vader.
It's Megatron and Darth Vader if they had a fucking baby.
Yes, Satan Goth is just Megatron Darth Vader. You're all actually move right.
Okay, I'm gonna sit on the couch.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna take your...
Now that Ichi literally fucking said it's Darth Vader, it's Darth Vader as a
Look
robot.
at him!
Wow. he really is more machine than man.
No!
Twisted for scent.
Do not want.
Do not want, indeed.
Apparently, this is also the show that gave us Mad Gallant.
Oh, cool.
Yo, that guy looks dope.
Who?
Mad Gallant.
Look at that dude. That's awesome.
Wow,
looking.
that's rad as fuck.
That looks like
Look at
Phantom
this
Ranger.
dude. What's
That
he?
actually looks.
What's
That
he
looks like
show
Phantom
up?
Ranger.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Apparently, he shows up like halfway through.
Cool.
Okay.
That's awesome.
So,
And
For a second, I thought that was Kyito.
Toei had this grand idea of a giant space opera where Juspion would go from planet to planet to save creatures.
Space opera, you say, just like Star Wars.
Yeah, where again, planet to planet, saving the Mega Beasts. It was going to be great. And much like with Q Ranger, episode 4, we get to Earth. We're here until episode 46, which is the finale.
So it's reverse arc. So Gar, it's reverse arc, man.
I gotta say,
yes, it's reverse arc, man.
I gotta say, before he got in the fucking ship to battle them, I was impressed how much this man was trying to straight up Carter Grayson the motherfucking kaijus.
Fucking ram it.
He's like dodge rolling, swinging his sword, straight up trying to fight giant fucking monsters.
I was impressed. Like, going giant, what's that? A Megazord? I don't know what that is.
That's stupid. And then he pulls out the sword.
Yeah, then he pulls out. Then his ship turns into a robot, and I'm like, oh, all right.
My favorite thing about the robot is how his hands literally come out of his pockets.
Yeah, he's the Canadian Zord. It's the Canadian Zord.
Disappointed. I'm just disappointed that the first time we see him in his henshin form, he got like trapped in a box, bunch of spears thrown, or arrows shot into him.
Not just the box, but Mystic Box from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, then he explodes out of the box, and he's just, there he is. And I was like, oh.
They cheated us out of the first henshin, you fuckers!
My biggest problem with it is, yes, the fact that a lot of things happen off screen. It's just like, I'm doing a thing, smash cut. All right, next scene.
Yeah, he breaks out of the Mystic Box, transformed. We don't get to see the henshin the first time, and then immediately hard cut to him back in the ship, untransformed.
Yeah, no, and you know what? Here's my explanation for that. I basically recreated Star Wars for you. What do you think I am? Made of money? This is a high-concept space opera. I'm sorry, something had to go to the side, and I decided to value the Jim Henson puppets.
Yeah, they're fucking weird-ass Yoda-eared Ewoks.
Yeah, the Yoda walks.
Funny thing. Bandai doubled the budget for this show.
What?
And you know what? It shows, but it was 1985.
And then they blew it and went back to Earth for the rest of the show.
No, they decided to, again, skip the fight scenes and just make their puppets look better.
Dance puppets. Yeah, there's a lot of blue screen work. That predates a lot of blue screen work in, like, early Sentai.
And then there was that one shot where the bats were just straight up animated.
They were just they were burnt dead.
That was just like, again, this was like 7-something in the morning, and I just see that happen, and I was like, I am not awake enough right now.
We couldn't even get through one episode without compromises.
Imagine Gar gave us like 3 episodes to watch. Like, how fucking mind-tripping would that have been?
I would have loved it. I really want to watch this.
Then we would have watched up to the third to the last episode where he goes to Earth.
Oh no.
Okay. Introduced to this, like, so we get introduced to the rare creature known as Mia, and I guess they are rare because I think there was only 2 of them. One of them gets shot once,
gets fucking just murdered,
drops like a sack of potatoes.
Is Mia their name, or is that just the noise they make?
I think it's called a Mia. But it would be cute. I would like it more if it didn't have fucking quills poking out of its back.
I love the
It's like Yoda the Hedgehog. It feels like someone's OC.
Yeah.
It literally looks like if you combined Yoda and an Ewok and you just put swords on its back.
Yoda the Hedgehog.
Yeah, you could have seen them enter that bar. You could have played the Cantina theme song playing over that whole scene. They're in that bar, and it would have worked perfectly.
I was literally thinking to myself, man, these guys back in 1985 really wanted everyone watching this to break out into a rendition of fucking Lopty Neck.
They walk into the roller disco and you start getting shots of all the weird aliens there, and I just went, oh look, a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah,
Look at Jabba! It's fucking
more
Jabba!
wretched hive of scum and villainy.
You can't make any
Oh
comics,
my
it's
God.
fucking Jabba!
And then the Kaijus destroyed Mos Eisley. Oh no!
Yep.
Oh no.
Surprisingly well, like, but I will say this though, the visuals for the show for their time, and you were saying that they used blue screen in this, right? Like this was
they doubled their budget for this show.
Fucking shows.
Except for the part where the bats were animated. Yep, there they are.
Yeah. Apart from that,
The
but the
animated
backgrounds, like the
bats.
city backgrounds, like even when it wasn't a set, when it was just like the blue screen, like art in the background, they're superimposing it in the that looked impressive. Like
for the 80s, yeah.
I felt like I was actually in a really, really well set situation, but it was like a soundstage with blue screens.
I felt like we were actually having Gandalf read from the Galactic Bible.
It felt like, okay, so you know me. I love classic film and classic film technique.
Yeah.
It really does feel like a harmony between modern blue screen and the perspective shots used in order to make matte paintings work for the backgrounds of a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it really does feel like this middle ground between the modern digital era. And I know this sounds really pretentious and really out there and stuff, but it really does feel like the digital techniques that we use now being harmonized with the matte painting techniques of the fucking 10 years before this was made. It really endeared to me. Like, it really appealed to me. The aesthetics of this series really appealed to me. Like, I felt like I'm a fan of space operas and those kinds of anime and things like. And this felt like it was shot like an 80s anime. I
can see this as an 80s anime.
I fucking fell in love with the aesthetics of this. Like,
funny that you mentioned 80. Like, you could see this as an 80s anime. All I'll say is wait until the end of May.
I felt like I was watching like a precursor to Bebop. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Bebop took ideas from this, and Outlaw Star took ideas.
And this show took ideas from Star Wars.
Also, when they started
Without
showing
the Honeymooners, we wouldn't have the Flintstones. Without the Flintstones, we wouldn't have the Simpsons.
Oh my God.
When they started showing those baby mega beasts hatching out of the eggs, was anyone else's first immediate response? Not the mama!
Not the mama!
Absolutely.
It looked like the baby from Dinosaurs.
This episode had really great puppetry work.
Yeah.
Like, really great puppetry. Almost borderline, like, in terms of the suits and stuff, it's Toku. But we're encroaching on almost like Jim Henson quality. Like,
you know what's hilarious?
Almost. I know that's blasphemous, Gar, but will you agree with that this is like
I did kind of get a Dark Crystal vibe
on Henson levels of good?
When you compare it to Jim Henson, I think of Jim Henson as like S tier puppetry.
No, and that's what I mean. Like the puppetry.
So yeah, like yeah, that's what like. So I'm fully 100% with you on that. It's like. They went hard with this show.
I did kind of a Dark Crystal vibe when they started approaching the town and you started seeing people around.
Like, it's not Star Wars.
No.
It's very close.
I mean, if you want to watch Star Wars, go watch Starfleet. That's like Thunderbirds meets Star Wars.
Like, this, like, you know how when you're watching tokusatsu and, like, your brain kind of fills in the blanks for when things look shit?
Yeah.
And I think, and to me, that is the true, genuine, like, charm of tokusatsu. Like, your brain fills in the blanks for when things look shit, and, like, you understand the basis behind why it looks like that. This was almost comparable to something like a Star Trek season or a Star Wars movie. Almost Henson-esque, almost George Lucas-esque. But it still has that tokusatsu cheapness. And I love that.
I'm going to offer an opinion that might also be seen as controversial. When it comes to just this episode, I think the worst thing about it was Juspion himself. I think everything and everyone else in this episode was so interesting, but Juspion did barely fucking anything.
You know what?
I like Juspion's attitude. he's not a well fleshed out character, but I like the way he's portrayed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Like I like how he's so footloose and fancy free and like almost kind of arrogant in his like.
I'm on a mission to meet cute girls.
Yeah.
No, we're here to fight monsters.
But like
Cute android lady.
I love hot C-3PO, but at the same time, but like
don't put that thing in her mouth.
All the fucking henshin is for this guy is he just like slaps his head and bam, there he's Juspion.
I was so disappointed.
What?
I was fully expecting like a Gavon style flashback where it's like, this is how he quickly transformed in a microsecond, and then they show
because then now just people make them think it's Gavon.
Or any other space sheriff show, which again they were trying to diverge from. It's like it's not a space sheriff show, but it's the same creative.
Then we get the eye catch where it's like this cool like side shot of like his helmet, but then you see like a drawing of it, and then he turns his head, and I'm like, "What are you doing? You're ruining it!
You fool!
Fucking moron!" The suit's really nice.
Yes, Juspion did show up as a technically first ever evil ranger in Super Sentai.
Cool.
Huh. Well, it's like when the Green Beetleborg showed up as a villain. How fucked up was that? When like you watch Forever Red and you're like, why is the Green Beetleborg attacking the Power Rangers?
I was gonna say, can we really call Juspion a ranger? Wouldn't we qualify him as a Bangai hero, similar to Blue Centurion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ranger like ally.
Yeah. The
zookeeper.
The term in Sentai is Bangai hero.
But yeah.
A Sentai-like, if you will.
But like I mentioned earlier, Juspion is available on Blu-ray.
Really?
Or if you
they spelled it right.
Yeah, I was gonna say like this. Oh, it is spelled with a U. I've heard.
They spelled it right.
I've seen it spelled Juspion or also Jaspion, and I'm not 100% clear on which it is.
Well, it's Juspion with a U because, like I said way at the beginning of the episode, it's a combination of the word justice and champion.
Okay.
Juspion.
It's still dumb.
Be honest.
How much is the Blu-ray?
I think it may be out of print, or according to Canadian Amazon, it's $102.
To eBay.
He got an SHP card. It's good for him.
Oh, I might have to pick that up.
Oh look, he has a laser sword like a Vaughn.
The show is on Crunchyroll.
There you go.
Oh, it is? Oh, yeah, fantastic.
So if you all watch it, all 46 episodes on Crunchyroll.
People I love that people probably were like, so this is Gavon, right? No. It's not nothing like Gavon, but he looks like Gavon. No, it's not Gavon. But he has like a laser sword like Gavon. No, guys, it's not Gavon.
I promise,
but it's not Gavon.
And just watching this makes me cry because remember Space Squad?
Oh, he was in there.
He made a cameo at the end of the Gavon Deca Ranger crossover.
Nice.
Teasing at the possibility of him returning.
Oh, and then they were thinking about a Juspion remake.
Fuck you, Q Ranger Civil War, you piece of shit.
Just having him return, it was going to be a big thing. We're finally going to get Metal Heroes again. And then we did Q Ranger Civil War, and it killed all hype or buzz for it. So it was like...
Shame.
Big shame.
We were going to do Windspector, man.
I was really rooting for Space Squad being a thing.
I'm just a big fan of shitty-looking good sci-fi.
That's fair.
Like, I love it when sci-fi is good, but it looks like fucking crap.
This fucking disco bastard over here.
That perm is impressive.
I love him. I love him so much. I look at him and I'm
Did you still like him after the surprising amount of gratuitous ass shots in the ending dance?
I was like, so not only is he funky Doctor Who, but also he got the cake?
All according to Cake Kaku.
I'm here for it.
And best part is, he's got a Ranger key.
He did a Ranger key too.
Yeah. We'll get more into that at the
Juspion!
end of the month.
This is the story of what would happen if Han Solo was a funky motherfucker and he was hanging out with a hot version of C-3PO, and they
C-3PO,
and they wanted to become Pokemon masters.
This is just Han Solo as a fucking metal hero. It's pretty dope.
Funky as shit.
So, like the more photos I see of him, the more I'm like, I love it.
Oh, okay. They also made a fucking real action hero of him. Look at that. That's nice.
Apparently he gets a motorcycle.
I have been tragically ignorant of metal heroes, so I'm impressed.
Cool.
That's what that is my conclusionary statement to what I will say about this.
Okay.
I don't watch metal heroes a lot, but I'm
Yo, that bike is rad.
Okay, I think I may have found the perfect image that like sums up the entirety of Juspion in one image.
Okay.
Show it.
This is Juspion in a nutshell.
What the fuck?
Why does it?
Why are they being strangled by Rosie?
Oh, his hair got like less poofy.
His hair deflated.
Why is the girl dressed like a TIE fighter pilot?
No, you know what it is? It's because he's in space. His hair is just all rised up, and then once he goes to Earth, like the gravity and everything, so it just
I can
just
totally
puts his hair
see
down.
that being the reason.
He just gets to Earth. His hair's not poofy anymore.
I love
That would be
Robo the
awesome.
Robot.
Okay, is Juspion gonna be like the equivalent to like Kamen Rider X, where it's just like we need to watch more of this because it'll just be good entertainment?
Dumb fun.
I mean, we're currently in the midst of watching Kamen Rider X on our Sunday streams, and we're kind of just a little about it.
Have you seen Ann Capone yet?
No, he's like way later in the show. We're on like episode 12. We're more.
That's how they get you.
We're honestly more excited for Dino Fury and Ultraman Gaia.
Gaia.
All right. Well, it looks like the next episode they something about a ghost ship, and then they go to Planet Hoth.
Astonishing.
Cool. Under the White Wampa.
Totally not Star Wars.
It's totally not Star Wars, you guys.
Not
The
at all.
hair loss budget.
Not even once. They've never even seen Star Wars. Not one piece of evidence.
But yeah,
You can't point to anything.
Metal April 6th, where essentially, Metal Heroes celebrated their 40th anniversary last year, and Toei did fuck all. So did we. So we're making up for it because we didn't do Metal April last year.
Also, I couldn't help but I couldn't help but giggle when like the opening starts and it just starts with saying "Come on, boy," and I was just like,
Please don't.
no thanks. Oh
All right.
God.
Well, that has been Castranger for this week. What a fucking whirlwind.
I like Racules.
I just want to say this now. If you didn't like, or if you had fun with Toei making a Star Wars parody, wait until next week where we see Toei do their RoboCop parody.
Oh no. Chica!
Okay.
Video Sentai Castranger! Our feature topic for the second week of Metal April 5 will be Tokusō Robo... Well, you wrote V in the fucking...
Oh.
6 is VI.
Jan Person!
Tokusō Robo Jan Person!
I love Jan Person!
Yay, Jam Person! Look at this guy. Looks
few
dope.
metal heroes I do know
Definitely
about
in the running for stupidest name of Toku series of all time.
No, you leave Jan Person alone.
I wonder if he hates Marsha Person. I couldn't even get
Marsha Person.
That's a Brady
Where's
Bunch
my
reference
nose?
for you youngins.
Oh, my back.
Or as some of you may know him as, Karato from Big Bad Beetleborgs.
What? He was in Beetleborgs?
He was in an episode of Beetleborgs.
Oh my god!
Who is that?
Called him Corrado.
The silver one up there.
Oh, that's G-Bon.
G-Bon, that's a different one.
G-Bon also looks badass.
Yeah. That looks like the turbo cannon he's holding.
Yeah, I like Jan Person.
All right. Well, that will do it for this week's episode of Castranger. I just want to take a quick moment. I know I said previously I would do it, but I want to stick to it as much as I can. And I want to thank our patrons. Michael Harper, Sentai VT, Mike Bass, Kako Avendano, Eric Burdick, Mr. NK, our good friend Blaze, a very long name made of nonsense characters that I don't dare pronounce, Chris Laird, Joel, Oliver Nilsson, Dan Tricera Ranger, Kari Rakitan, and Chris Laird again.
Patrons now.
We got some patrons, yeah.
Amazing.
Wow, you guys love us. Oh my god.
As usual, the primary source of our hijinks is castranger.podbean.com. From there, you can find our Facebook, Twitter, Discord server where you can listen live, our merch store, and all of our other cool shit.
All right,
yeah.
Sleep tight, you filthy degenerates. I love you.
Don't let the Juspions bite.
Don't let the Mega Beast bite.
That's it.
Stay Racules, everybody.
No, that means you're evil and stupid.
Cast Rangers don't know how to end stream.
Are you feeling evil and stupid today? You might be Racules.
Ask your doctor if Racules is right for you. Warning, side effects may include megalomania.
Usurping your little brother.
God who's really obsessed with tits.
So hey, if Juspion is like Star Wars, does that mean we'll get a special edition where they replace all the models with CGI?
Almost certainly.
Does that mean we'll also get Juspion Holiday Special?
All the guns will be replaced with walkie-talkies.
We're gonna get the fucking
back with guns.
The Miya's.
I can't believe there's an actual version of E.T. where they fucking did that, and I'm glad the E.T. I finally watched it was the original unaltered version.
And they're still gonna be speaking Wookiee.
No one will dare subtitle it.
All the Miya's are still gonna be like,
and then they'll give Juspion porn.
Like they've never done that before, but it's still like during the holiday special they were like.
And when Juspion defeats his enemy, they're gonna shout Makuki.
McClunky.
All right. Bye bye, everyone. See you next week.
Bye bye.